Hey everyone, in this video we're going to do an unboxing of this gazebo that's behind me, and hopefully I'll give you a few little helpful hints about some issues that I ran into when I was putting it together. But overall, this is pretty easy to put together. It just took some time, so don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the video. So here we are standing underneath the already built gazebo, and I just want to let you know that this video is more of an unboxing and some possibly helpful hints of problems that you might run into whenever you're building this gazebo. So hopefully it helps, but it's not an overall build because I think the manufacturer did a pretty good job creating a video that's on YouTube, and I will leave a link in the description below of where to find that so you can take a look at it. But it will show an unboxing and a little bit of as I put it together, and like I said, some helpful hints. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get going. So the first thing I want to talk about are these screws, and these things are everywhere. Almost every one of them is the same size. I think you're going to have like two different lengths, and but these are going to go into these little grommets that sit behind their threaded grommets. Now, one of the big things that I found is if you can, try to start each of these by finger to make sure you're not cross-threading, because I was stupid and there was a couple that I kind of cross-threaded just barely, but I was using a power drill, and since I did that, that grommet caught and then it would just spin, so you couldn't do anything about it at that point. So big helpful hint, try to start every single one of these by finger if you can before you use a power drill. Okay, so first thing is our boxes. We have 4 boxes, and FedEx did an absolutely horrible job. They look like junk, so hopefully everything is still intact. We're going to open everything up and check it first, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we got everything kind of laid out at this point. A couple small damaged items, but we'll get to that later on. But one quick thing I want to say is this: we're going to be putting this gazebo together on the deck, and you'll see that there's plenty of places where screws can fall through. So we laid down this painter's cloth. So we're going to try to put everything together on here as much as we possibly can. That way we don't lose any hardware. All right, so running into our first problem here, you'll see that all of these bolts have these threaded grommets, I guess you'd call them, right in here. And unfortunately, I have one that's missing. We don't have any extras that come with this whole system, so the only thing I can do is either email the company and ask them to send it back, or they might have to send me a replacement part. And I have limited time, so I want to get this done. So what I decided to do was get some of these toggle bolts. You might know them as a little butterfly screws, so I can try to mount it that way. So we're going to give that a try. So my screw is a little bit long, so I mounted this all up, cut that off, and now I'm going to try to feed it through that hole that we're missing that threaded grommet. Like I said, this is not something you have to do. This is just a way for me to be able to get this done. And but it's always good to have an idea of something else you can do if you're missing something. You don't want to wait another 2 weeks before you get it. So just like that, I think that'll hold fine. Now you can see that we took those and flipped them that way, and then took that one and flipped it that way. And this next part's going to take 2 people, so we're going to have one person on one ladder over here, person on the ladder over there, lift up that middle part, and then make that connection. And there it is. So what we ended up doing is we used the ladders and we lifted the ends up, set both sides on the ladder over here and a ladder over here, and then I was able to just reach up and slide that little fitting on this side as well as that side, screw it in, and that was easy. So on to the next part. So to get this up there, it would have been easier with 3 people, but we did it with 2. What I did was I climbed up on the ladder in the middle, kind of set that roof on top of it. Then I climbed up and held that in place while my partner walked around and bolted those in. That was not easy, but it is doable with 2 people if you got one person that's halfway strong and another person that's very, very quick. Alright guys, so I'm at the top putting in the very first part of the roof of this, and I ran into a problem, and it's probably my own fault, but yeah, I think it's good for you to see what I'm going to do to fix this. And it's this. So I think I slightly cross-threaded that, and I can't get it out because the little threaded grommet in there turns at the same time as I'm turning my drill. It's probably hard to see, you can't see it, but the only thing that thing does is just spin around. The whole grommet's moving too. So I can't get that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off with a little angle grinder, cut this off, and then I'm going to add a self tapper right in here just to take the place of this screw. Nothing bad, ain't gonna do anything bad or anything like that. It's just a replacement, but I think it's good you guys can see how you kind of one way to fix things if you screw up. So there it is. I'm not going to show you me doing it. I'm not going to show myself doing it because I'm standing on a ladder and I only have 2 hands and it's hard to film. So I'll show you here in a second. All right, so when I was trying to cut that screw out, it just popped out on its own. I went ahead and retried to screw it in, but that grommet was still spinning, so it wasn't going to work. And I went ahead and used this self tapper to drill in, and this is going to be covered with a little cover anyway, so you're not even going to see that, so not a big deal, but just one way you can kind of work around a problem. Hopefully this helps you guys, but hopefully you don't have this problem. So overall, I do have to say it was a pretty easy build, but it did take a lot of time. Not hard, just time consuming. Always helps if you have a couple people. There's one part where it would help if you had 3, but we were able to do it with 2. So, but I'm very happy with the build, and Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you guys on the next one. And hopefully you guys will take a look at some of my other videos like this deck. I have a deck video where I'm trying to improve the looks of my backyard and add a little bit of fun living space. And the next video we're going to do is going to be adding a projector screen so we can watch some movies out here and make this a little bit more fun area. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one.